welcome back. We're running some errands today. I thought I'd show a couple clips, but I haven't done a lot of filming. I had some stuff to get done. One project I'm not going to post on YouTube, but it turned out pretty darn well. And apropos of nothing, can I describe the benefits of wood heat in the Pacific Northwest in someone's shop or shed? It is life-changing. So if you have a tin shed, theoretically, with a wood stove, you know, I'm just saying, whatever. Take of it what you will. But onward. So I did a bunch of other stuff around the house. Dana's currently out of town, as is my daughter Kira. My daughter Risha's in town though, so that's cool. Anyway, I went out last weekend. In fact, you saw the video. I didn't video the recovery, but during that recovery, something I didn't mention is, normally when I go out and with like search and rescue dudes and stuff like that, or other four-wheel drive guys, everybody kind of has places to put hard shackles. You know, they have some sort of recovery point on their vehicle, and or other vehicles I've recovered in the past have had some point of attachment, be it a receiver. I carry an extra receiver hitch with a recovery deal on it. Anyway, the recovery last weekend, those folks didn't have one, and I've kind of been putting this off for a while. So part of today's mission is a trip into town, and my local Harbor Freight hopefully will have it, but I'm going to buy one or two soft shackles to throw in my kit. Not that I still like using just a hard shackle. I know, super dangerous, you'll die, stuff like that. Hasn't happened yet, so I'll probably be fine to continue to use those, at least on my rig. It's set up with recovery points. But for those other people that I run into who are not equipped, may or may not have had Texas license plates on their car, I need to be able to help those folks out too. You know, if you're stranded somewhere up here, it can become pretty dire, and I'm just not that guy. I'm at least going to give you a ride to town, that sort of thing, which was the circumstance yesterday until the second rig showed up, and then between the two of us we got them out. So what else was I up to this weekend? Well, I bought a winch about 2 years ago, and it was one of those too good to be true deals. It was this big heavy winch. It's like a vise, and it's a big like a machinist vise that rotates and does all this stuff. I've needed a vise forever, so I buy this thing only to discover when I get home that it's got a big crack around the cylinder that goes into the vise. And for the longest time I thought, oh, it's cast iron, it's not going to take a weld, whatever. Well, I was watching somebody else's video, or several, on welding a variety of things, and it occurred to me that this Chinese-made vise is probably cast steel, not cast iron. You know, I'm kind of a dummy that way, and the reality is most modern things that are manufactured are cast steel if they're cheap, like my vise. And so I shot a little bit of footage of me kind of dinking around, little setup, to be frank, some booger welds. You know, if you've watched any of my other welding videos, it's just a wire feed with flux core wire. You know, it's nothing special. I don't have cover gas or anything like that, so it sputters and spatters and stuff, and I am not a good welder. I fully accept that. So anyway, I did get a bead all the way around in little sections, all the way around this cylinder, so I guess we'll have to play it by ear. It's stuck together right now. Most of the stuff I stick together, I treat a welder more like a glue gun, frankly, and so we'll have to see how that project turns out. She's pretty ugly right now. I didn't even hit it with a wire wheel or anything. Maybe I'll do that when I get home. And I enjoyed a warmer shop than I've had in quite a while. Again, apropos of nothing that I didn't videotape. And so now I'm headed into town. My normal routine is I normally get like one weekend day off and a couple days during the week. And with Dana being out of town and my daughter in town from Florida, she's got my little red car. So welcome. I get to video in my wife's new 4Runner, which is awesome, and it's a fun car to drive. She is pretty tentative about giving me the keys to this car, just because it's her second one and I wrecked the first one, so she's a little reluctant to turn over the keys to this jammy. But anyway, I have the keys. I'm headed into town to get these recovery things, and one problem with 4Runners is they're always out of gas. They get horrible mileage, so I'm headed in to fill up for the week. Tomorrow I gotta work. This afternoon I'll probably edit this deal. And let's see, tomorrow's Wednesday, then Thursday's Thanksgiving. My wife and oldest daughter are they're in Parker right now with family to celebrate the holiday. Unfortunately, I could not get the day off. Hopefully, coming up, in about 14 months, I'll have all the time in the world. So, we'll see. Like I said, I did a bunch of projects that weren't really video worthy. The vise is probably the most compelling one. Maybe collecting this soft shackle. It'll be fun to experiment with that. I've never used one before, or I've never owned one before. I've been present for their use on several occasions. They seem to be pretty cool. I don't really buy into the big name brand stuff. I may stop off at my favorite outdoor gear and tool supply store, and I'll insert an image here of where I go. And I always love to watch YouTube videos where they're like, look at my Amazon affiliate link for the tools I use in the shop. Well, I got news for you. Although I do buy plenty of stuff on Amazon, I don't have an affiliate link. However, there is a certain store that I go to. Many of the things, including my clothes, many of the tools you see me use in the shed, to include my DeWalt drill set, impact. What else have I got? My drill press. A variety of that equipment has been bought at the same store. So we'll probably stop off there. Again, I got to top off the tank today for my commute. I live about an hour from where I work, so it is a little bit of a journey every day. But I thought I'd shoot this quick video, just kind of give you an update for the channel. No, I didn't drop off the face of the map. We're headed into the holiday. I hope you all have a really good Thanksgiving, and we have plenty of cool stuff coming up, or I always have projects kind of in the works. Not all of it's video worthy, but we'll see. I'm trying to break down that barrier. I think there's a barrier to sharing kind of the ludicrous, maybe objectionable stuff that I do as just as part of my life. And if you looked at it, you'd be like, well, why are you putting a tarp over that shed? Why don't you put a new roof on it? Variety of stuff like that. Or my kind of hacky home repairs, and trust me, they are hacky. But I think that's it. I don't have a lot to do this week. I've been sitting around watching some Netflix, watching a couple TV series on streaming, that sort of thing, YouTube stuff, and wasn't particularly motivated this week. So I hope you enjoy the content. I encourage you to join me on further kind of middle-aged adventures. And it's kind of funny, I'm looking at this camera that's literally sitting on a microfiber cloth on my wife's dash. So hopefully I don't scar anything up. I tend to break things, so we'll see how this goes. Have a good week. I'll see you next week with some fresh video content.